Well, hi everybody, it's Leanne Greff with today's live video. Free class I do every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time here on my Facebook page. If you're, I record it and it's uploaded to YouTube later, so you can always watch it there as well. But I do give prizes for watching my live videos. So hopefully you'll follow my Facebook page, Flowerbugs Ink Spot. With my name, Leanne Greff. Let's see, just got my video up. All right, we're live. Donna's first one on. Welcome, Donna. Hi, hello from Washington. Hello from North Dakota. I live in Minot, North Dakota, and we are having a little heat wave. I think we're going to get into the 40s today and maybe even up to 50 this week. So that is very unusual for January in North Dakota. We had a really bad cold snap a week or two ago and suffered through some 20 below weather without wind chill. So it was just nuts. Everybody that could should stay inside then. But anyway, getting to stamping. So these are the prizes that I was giving away last week. And yeah, so hi Carol, hi Barbara, welcome. Okay, Annette, and let's see who else do I get here. And Donna and Julie. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so last week's prizes were a set of enamel dots for commenting and a set of 5 cards, including some fun fold cards for sharing. And I'm just going to get this door prize over with so we can get on to the fun stuff. Well, I have a little bit more to share than just the fun stuff. So Kim won the enamel dots and Carol Schaefer won the cards. So I know where Kim is, she's local, and Carol, I messaged Carol and asked her for her address. So congratulations, gals. Thank you so much for sharing, commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it. I've got some fun prizes today. Today's prize for this video is a set. I don't know how many of you have black dimensionals. There are 2 sets of large and two sheets of smaller mini dimensionals in this pack. So when they first came out, it was kind of a joke. People said, black, why do we need black? And many people don't, when they put something on black, they want to have black dimensionals that match the paper. So some people were just absolutely thrilled to get black dimensionals. So, and when I'm using black layers, I do use them and it is kind of fun. It is nice to be able to match them and not have that white show as readily. Okay, so the other prize is kind of a little card kit. So I put together 6 card bases, some designer paper. I think these are 3x6 and kind of matches some of the papers, and then a set of gems too. It's a fine sparkle adhesive back gem. So a whole kind of a fun card kit that somebody will win when they share this video. This is for commenting. This one is the prize for sharing. So I appreciate that. Yep, sharing your feed or in personal message to somebody that stamps, that crafts. I'd appreciate you getting the word out and helping me grow my follower base. Okay, so the gift I'm giving people for online orders over $50 in January are these heart and flower enamel based gems, and they are super flat, shiny, fun. I love them. They're really fun to use. Next month, February, which is in just 2 days, I'm going to give a set of, let's see, these are called the gold foil and flower cards and envelopes. So the envelopes have this pretty die cut edge to them, and the cards are gold foil, and people are coloring them, they're layering them. So that is a set of 5 of each and a share of gold baker's twine or trim as well. Not the whole spool. I think it's going to be a couple yards. So you'll have kind of a mini card kit. So that's my gift for online orders over $55 in February. This is January, February in 2 days. Yeah. So I want to share, I am done with my card kits to go for February already. I have had some days off without events and I'm getting things done. So it feels great. I'm going to feature in February the Poetic Expressions designer paper. I've seen so many pretty cards with it. It's kind of a pastel set of designer paper, and you'll see, and it includes quite a few of the in colors, the current in colors of Wild Wheat, there's Mossy Meadow, Lost Lagoon, but Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and Bubble Bath. So I brought in some of the in colors here that we can use for our cards. And here we go. I'll show you the cards. So this is Bubble Bath with Wild Wheat. Isn't that beautiful? This is the trim that I'm featuring as well. And here's some of those enamel dots. So that's one. There's 5 sets of cards and 2 of each in my kit. Now remember, everything is cut out for you except your designer paper, because you're going to get a half a pack of that. And here's another fun fold. Isn't that a neat one? So that's the second card. You can use whatever patterns of designer paper you like. Here is the third card, Tranquil Tide. Tranquil Tide, that's an old one. A Lost Lagoon with Crumb Cake. It's that one. Here is another kind of a interesting fun fold using the same Wild Wheat with a bubble bath. I really like that color combination. And then we're getting into the Moody Mauve with Bubble Bath, and that is my quilted star technique. So you just cut some strips, and I share exactly how to do it in the PDF tutorial. So I did use, for a lot of my greetings, I used the Thoughtful Expressions, and it comes in a bundle, and I did use some of the dies here. If you add this onto your kit, you get a free celebration choice. So you can get the kit, the bundle, and a free choice. So it's kind of a neat deal. So that's one of my card kits. Now, bear with me, I've got one more to share. Like I said, I'm getting things done this month ahead of time. Usually I'm scrambling by the first to get them done. Okay, I decided to feature, let me get my items set up here. The lovely lavender card kit from Paper Pumpkin. So something different. You're going to get the whole refill and make 12 cards. I'm adding in some other items as well. Let me get my envelopes out of the way. You're going to get 12 cards, 12 envelopes, a share of the new butterfly paper accents, and where is my other item here? It's here. I just have to find it. Oh, here we go. A share of the fine purple gems, fine purple shimmer gems, because that matches beautifully. So here are the 4 cards of each, and you can see on some I added the butterflies. So that is the kit. You get a whole Paper Pumpkin refill kit plus these products. All for $20. All my kits are usually $28. So it includes $20 in product, and you're paying just $8. Well, plus there's tax and shipping on the 20. So my cost is $24, and then I add just $4 for supplies. So it is quite a good deal when you get my card kits. And of course, the PDF tutorials are free. So I will not have a tutorial on this kit. But I do for the Poetic Expressions. If you're into just the PDF tutorial and you have your own supplies, oh, I forgot to mention there are envelopes to go with all 12 cards in this kit. So those are already on my flowerbugshop.com and ready to be ordered. They are mailed out the end of February, all at the same time. Yeah, the Paper Pumpkins lately have been amazing. You're right, Cindy. It's incredible how much they have improved from even just a year ago. So yeah, be sure if you want to get in on Paper Pumpkin to subscribe by the 10th of each month, because that's when the cutoff is to get the next month's kit. And this month is Easter. So if you subscribe or get a prepaid, which is the best deal, by February 10th, you'll get the Easter kit. Okay, I have exciting news for demonstrators. Actually, we get to order from a new online exclusive 2 suites plus a stamp set. Now, I have a good handout for some of them. One of them is this flowering zinnias, or let's see, what's the suite? Simply Zinnia bundle. So there is a suite including designer paper, a stamp set with dies, some adhesive back shiny sequins, and a zinnia embossing folder. So that's one of the suites. Now, they gave us some samples, but man, I could not print them out any better. But here is, can I get that so it's seeable for you? That is some of the projects they shared featuring the zinnia suite. So really pretty for floral lovers. Now look at this one. If I can get that in the screen, there's a coffee suite. Now we did not get a handout for that, but it has dies, designer paper, gems, ribbon, and a stamp set. There's a coffee press, there's coffee cups, there's espresso cups, there are coffee beans. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I know everybody who loves coffee is going to be ecstatic over this one. There's also another one called Encircled in Nature. That is a stamp and die bundle. So that's all I know. We will know more if there is more on February 1st, but this is demonstrators get to pre-order this. So customers cannot yet. However, if you get your starter kit, which is the starter kit offer right now is fabulous. If you get the starter kit, you can get in on that pre-order during February. You don't have to wait till March like everybody else. Now, a few little tips on getting the starter kit. All your orders, pre-orders included, are 20% off. The new annual catalog we get to see in March, and the new in colors, you can order from it in March with your 20% discount. And let's see, yep, Thursday in February we get to order the online exclusives. If you join early in February, you can spend as a demonstrator in February and get free items from Celebration. So don't wait till the end and then you can't get free items, because for every 50 to 100 you order on anything, including online exclusives, you get free Celebration. So it's a double, oh, it's awesome. And your first 300 is your quarterly minimum. Now remember that we get 20% off that 300, so you're really only spending $260, because for every 100 you take $20 off. So they tax and ship us demonstrators on the discounted items. So if you want to put a $300 minimum order in before June when it's due, you're only paying $260. If you do that in February, it counts towards your June requirement. You're going to get 5 Celebration items plus is it 30 some dollars? Oh, I think it's more than that. It's $65 free in free product. So, the benefits of being a demonstrator could go on and on and on. So, if you're interested, let me know. $240. Oh, thank you. $240. Thanks, Joan. You can do the math better than me. So, $20 off for every 100. Yes, $240 you're spending. So, it's $60 off of a $300 order. So anyway, off my soapbox for that. But if you're interested, please let me know. I would love to add you to my team. We have a great time together. Okay, moving on. I guess we're ready to play. So I am going to feature the Flight and Airy designer paper a little bit on one of my cards. So this is the Celebration. Everybody's loving this one. If you love florals or birds or pastels, this is a great designer paper. So the other thing, oh, did I forget to bring that over? I bet I did. The Layered Floral, and I'll just bring it up in here. The Layered Floral design embossing folder, this one right here. So this has been a huge hit with most people. It has deep, deep embossing, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But don't forget the back of our catalog. This is your guide to the whole catalog. They have many pages of the suite, of the bundles, so you can see some of the dies a lot better here than you can on their actual page, but it gives you a referral. So page 28 is where the Everyday Details dies is featured. But my favorite parts are these two. I refer to these a lot, and the names match now. So the dies match the name of the stamp set. So that's wonderful. But this is kind of my go-to guide. If I want to see what the gems are that we have, the designer papers we have, the punches and whatnot, this is where you want to go. So look at the back of your mini catalogs. That's where they're featured. Okay, all right. So what should I do first? I think I'm going to do the technique first. All right. So this is featuring that layered floral designer or embossing folder, and here is the card. So this is one of the cards, and I'm going to do a whole different version in a little bit. So with different colors, and we're going to see which one we like better. Now I haven't played with the second one yet. So, but I did get everything ready. So we're going to do navy with boho blue and see what we think. So my card base is white traditional, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Yeah, I know. I'm so glad they made the names match. So here is the layered floral in boho blue. Okay, so I have a piece of, oh, I forgot to show you something else. So I textured the flap of my envelope and then sponged it lightly. Isn't that a beautiful combination? You won't find that at Hallmark. So, all right, let's start with coloring. Oh, I didn't glue that down. Let me fix that so I don't bump it. This is my host code for orders in the next few weeks. Okay, so Night of Navy. I've got a few techniques to share with you today with in my projects. All right, move that away. Did some die cutting early, which I like to do off the screen. So just gonna make sure Night of Navy. Okay, so we're gonna just go over, and what I've learned with this folder is to rotate my, I'm gonna work that in a little bit so it's smoother. Rotate my brush because of how the embossing is. So it picks up, because of the highs and lows on the folder, it picks up differently. So yeah, it really is a beautiful folder. You can go back and forth in circles. I don't think there's really a wrong way to do this. And you know, I honestly want to get a little bit of the blue on the background, just so it's not, it's all over, because if I hit some of these low points in some areas, I want to hit them in all areas, just a little bit, so it doesn't really stand out. Oh, this just brings out that folder so beautifully. They just knocked it out of the park with this one. So you can see how if you kind of focus, I'm trying to hit some of these little flowers a little bit more. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. I think I'm about done. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, while I'm here, oh, I should do the envelope. Now I'm not going to re-ink my brush. I want it nice and light, just to give a little bit of highlight. Have you ever done that? Embossed your flap of your envelope before? I know some people emboss the whole thing, but then you have to use labels for your addresses. Isn't that pretty? Okay. All right. Wow. Just gorgeous. Wouldn't you be amazed to get an envelope like that in your cards? Okay, while I have my ink out, I will stamp my greeting. This one I made into a Mother's Day card. This will be for my daughter. Early, I know, early. Then I think this time I'm just going to stamp. I'm not going to turn this. Well, yes, I am going to turn this into a Mother's Day card because I have friends that I'm going to test this on a line. That's why I love my grid paper. And hopefully get this straight. I did die cut 2. Now this die cut, this white label, is from the Cheerful Daisies, as well as, while I'm talking about it, this little ferny thing. I thought that was kind of a nice little addition to the card. It added a little bit of delicacy, I guess. So do the Happy Mother's Day. Oh, I didn't even mention these stamps. This is kind of my featured stamp set today, is the Heartfelt Hellos. This is a free choice from Celebration. It's free with a $50 order. So yeah, it fits with the Heartfelt Hexagon punch, which is on back order, like for a month or more. I can't remember. I looked at it and then I forgot to check again. So yeah, that is very popular, and too bad they don't have lots more sitting around because now we're going to really miss that punch. So if someone knows the date, let me know, or just post it on here so we can tell everybody what the date is. Okay, there's our Mother's Day. All right, so I think our stamping is done and our coloring is done. Let's see how this card turns out. I changed it up just a little bit. So if you know me, some of my people do, you know that I'm going to cut out anything I can out of my under layers because nobody knows that. And why, I mean, I could have used scraps, but it was right there. I had a layer, and so I thought, I'm doing it. I love using, and it also lowers the weight and thickness of your card a little bit, so that can help too. So this is Boho Blue with Night of Navy, if you're wondering what my colors are. This was Fresh Freesia, or is, with Blackberry Bliss. Have to mention those of you who knew my friend Marilyn, who passed away last year. Blackberry Bliss was one of her favorite colors. So whenever I use it, I think of her. So that's kind of nice. Nice memory. She is truly missed by our group. Okay, and her friends. Oh yeah, okay, we'll be okay. So this one has a layer of vellum under here, and I die cut it with the Perennial Postage. Didn't mention that. This is done with the Perennial Postage dies. Okay, so that's in a bundle with the Perennial Postage stamp set. We'll use that again in the next card as well. So I just cut that vellum to match, and I thought, it's a little bit, I'm going to try one of my deckled circles. So I did the same thing here. I'm just going to see what we like better. So I'm going to have to layer this and get my other thing out of here. Layer this with some dimensionals. Dimensionals add so much to your project. Do not forget to use them. They make an average card something special just by giving it dimension. It does make a huge difference. Okay, so I'm using the silver edged ribbon here for this tag. Cut enough for a loop. Now when you're doing a tag, my habit is to think of fold through the front. F and F, they both start with F, so fold through the front, put your loop in there, then put your tails through the loop, and then pull. And when you get close, don't keep pulling both tails, pull one at a time, because you could possibly pull it through. You don't want to do that. Okay, you can trim as needed. That's gonna go here. Now, I embossed another little scrap, and I got 2 flowers out of it. I already cut the 1 flower by hand. However, the Petal Park Builder Punch matches the flowers in here. So you can use that to punch another flower, and you don't have to cut it out. It doesn't fit all of the sizes, mostly just the small one, but it's a time saver. So then, let's see, I'm gonna get my ink back out, and I forgot about these, and sponge them. Just to add a little bit of color. As you can see the flowers on there, you might have wondered where I got those. Kind of hard to hold on. I should be using my tool instead of my finger. That's a lot smarter. Okay, I think that's good. Maybe a little more over here. All right. So hey Carol, hi. Did you know that you won the door prize from last week? Yeah, you did, Carol. So yeah, I asked you to send me your mailing address. Kind of wish this little circle was a little smaller, but I don't dare. I would have to die cut it again, and I can't do that. So should have double checked that, but it'll be fine. We'll do something like this, and lower one and higher one. What do you think? I think that'll be good. So I needed to know where to add my adhesive. So because it shows through, and I like to put my adhesive where, I think I can go a little bit more, where my tag will be, and a little lower, so it holds it. You know, vellum and adhesive, we all have a love-hate relationship with that because it does tend to show through. So I don't like it to pop up on the edges, so I want to get as much adhesive, and I may be able to sneak a little bit more in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add this, just a few smears. This is really, really delicate, so I just kind of smear I'm barely squeezing this glue. Okay, then this, I think I'm going to add with more dimensionals. Don't usually double do, but I'm going to try and add them in a place where the other ones are not. Here's where I should have my black dimensionals. They would not show up near as much if I were using those. Got that? Okay. Oh, my fingernails have been chipping, and they're shorter than ever. They were doing so well for a while, and all of a sudden now I'm back to splitting and chipping. Love this ribbon. It works with anything. It's just one of our sheer, crisp ribbons. Okay, we're getting closer. Now, for these little flowers, I want a tiny little piece of a dimensional on both. Do you ever do that? Hopefully you make use of your edges on your dimensionals. Oh, peel off the backing, add that here. Put this one on here, peel off the backing, and add it up here. Ooh, we are getting close to seeing which one we're gonna like better. Okay, last but not least are the festive pearls, and we have silver in our pearls. So that'll go on each flower. And then I added, I don't know why I added a third one down, but I think I'm gonna add it down here instead of on the tag. Okay, now let's look. Where's our envelope? Now I want to vote. Which one is your fave? The blue or the purple? I'd love to know because they are both gorgeous in my opinion. And that embossing folder is the bomb. So I believe it's $10 in the spring catalog. So you can, let's just double check, make sure I'm not wrong. Yeah, oh, $11. Layered Florals 3D is $11, that embossing folder. So yeah, I really like them. And which vellum do you like? I kind of like this, but I wish it was just a tad lower, a little bit smaller. Oh well. Okay, thank you. It is hard to choose. They're both very rich and very textural. So, thank you. I'm glad you like them. Okay, next we're going to do a card that we made at my card clubs in January. So it does feature, oh shoot, and I forgot to texture this. Hold on just a second. You can look at these pretty cards again while I, while I texture this. It's kind of important. Okay, I didn't even consider. We're using fresh freesia again. There's the Layered Floral embossing folder. It's a nice big 6-inch. It will not fit in a cuddle bug. However, I have had people that have actually trimmed their folders to fit. They use a saw or some kind of tool to trim. They're desperate to get some of these larger folders, so they go ahead and trim them if they have a cuddle bug. Okay, I'm going to show you my inspiration for this card first, because it was one of my team members who sent me this card. This is her Christmas card, and it uses the winter something it carried over. Now I can't remember what it is, but this is what it is. It's a extra special accordion fold that really shows off your designer paper. So that was my inspiration for this card. All right, so here is the card I'm going to share. Now, if you can see the texture and the highlights. So there's the inside of the card. I kept it pretty basic for the inside. That's one. And then here's the other. You can see I used that same stamp set for my front. There it is. Okay, all right, let's get started on this. Okay, so the card base is boho blue, and it's 4 1/4 by 11. Now remember, all of my projects today will be shared on my blog next week with a free project sheet. So if you're wondering, what are the dimensions? I want to know the dimensions. I'm sorry, you have to wait till next week, and you go to my blog at flowerbug.net. Okay, so that's my blog link, and if you just click on the little sidebar free project sheets, you're going to see all of them that I've done in the last many days. So I will quickly share this in case anybody really wants to make this. So this is 12-inch by 4, okay? So I scored at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's what you do. You go from 3 to 9, scoring every inch. So hopefully that helped. If you're anxious to make it and can't wait till next week, so then you start out by folding, because look at the card. You know that first fold is a valley. Okay, then you start accordioning, folding, pleating, back and forth. Now, inevitable, this is what you get. You get an odd, it does not match. For some reason, using my scoring board, which is how I did this, made it so every score took off less than 1/8 of an inch, and so I end up with an odd amount. Now, you don't have to worry about that if you're not fussy about where it lands, but what happens is if you leave it like that, you'll end up with one far away and one close like it should be. So what I'm telling people to do, my bone folder out, fold those on the pleats, scoot this top one to match the bottom one. You see what I did there? Not that, but match. Lay it down. Make sure it stays. Now I come over here and have to really hold because it really wants to change. And then I re-bone fold this. Okay, do both sides. Okay, now it matches. So it's just something with the scoring. Maybe you won't have a problem, but I did. Okay, so now to put this together, I like to fold it, and I would recommend doing the inside before you do the outside, because if for some reason you put it on upside down, then this can be your front. So lesson learned that way on for somebody at our club. All right, so I'm going to add adhesive, and I do recommend using liquid glue. Now this is the hardest part, is to pick this back up without getting glue and adding it so all my layers are even. Okay, you can see they're fairly even. Now I'm going to just add adhesive to this side. Okay, and close my card. Yeah, Deb, I know it. I used to have the measurements here posted, but I found that people really wanted a printout, and I do the printouts anyway, so I thought I'm just going to post the printout on my blog. So you just, if you really like a card, you just either follow it or check back the next week and go there. Usually I post them Mondays and Tuesdays to get the blog posts. Okay, so we are going to do a little technique on this texture. So I've got my white craft ink out, and I've done this before. I just love the look of it. I just rub. Now this has been well used for 40 people at my clubs, and there's not much ink on it. So it doesn't come across really strong, and it doesn't hit the low points. So you're just rubbing in all directions onto this folder. So another way to use the folder, and there we go. There is our highlighted embossing with white. Now this takes a while to dry. I did it a little bit more than maybe I might have. I'm going to set that aside, let it dry a little bit. If you're nervous about getting white on yourself or your projects, use a heat gun and heat set it. So that's how you get away from getting ink on you. All right, so we're going to stamp. I have a trick. A trick for the, let's do my inside first. Let's just do the inside. So what I did for my gals is I cut a whole bunch of birds out from this paper right here. So especially the ones that had the blue, well, they all had blue in them, but the blue and purple with the fresh freesia were my favorite. So, yep, I did cut in. Even some had the legs, which is not easy, but a lot of them do not. So that wasn't as tough to do. So this basically, we're just going to glue, and these are the Perennial postage dies, which is also on the front. And we're just going to add a little bird on there. Okay, and then on this one we're going to stamp. I better stamp before. I always tell people to stamp before they adhere, because you can always use the other side. Okay, we're going to use a stamp from the Perennial postage, sending love and best wishes. Give a little bit of room for signing. Okay. All right, and while I have that, I'm going to stamp my greeting. So I'm just going to do the hello, which is my favorite of these images in this set, Heartfelt Hellos. So do you notice the ends on this little strip? So there's a trick, a punch trick. You have to start looking at your punches. When you look at your punches, you will start seeing, this is the handmade tag punch, and you can do, I'm gonna do a different end than this one. So that one was done by doing this. See how you get that ruffly trim? Well, you can also use a corner. I'm gonna try this one this time. And what you want to do when you're doing that is make sure that this is even. So you can see you wouldn't want that. Okay, there's one end. Flip it over. Now remember, you're not putting it in to the traditional way. You're going in from the back. Whenever you're using some of your edge pieces. Yeah, it's easy. Oh, and I have another trick for you. So if you're having trouble getting it in there and can't quite maneuver it, put another piece of cardstock in there, but remember to take it away before you do the punching. But it does help you maneuver it between these punch layers. Okay, there's our fun tag. That is something that you wouldn't find elsewhere. Okay, move this away. We'll continue layering. I have we're going to color the butterfly as well in a little bit here. Okay, let's add these to the inside of our card. You know, you can, I'll show you in just a little bit here, jazz this up a lot more than I did by adding birds or butterflies to every one of these layers and having extra tags. So it's super fun, and they just fold right in there as long as you have them on the front. I think you could even do it like that and have it every other, and this one would be maybe this way. So play around with that. That would be a really fun way to jazz the inside up if you want to. I like the fact that it really plays up our pretty designer paper. Okay, there's our front. And sometimes when it closes, you have to kind of make those pleats stay together, but after it's folded flat for a while, it stays very nicely. So now you can see this is that Heartfelt hexagon punch. We're going to add some dimensionals to our greeting. So thanks for hanging with me through this video, everybody. Unless you just came, thanks for joining me, but I know they can get a little bit long for some, and hopefully you enjoy the class enough to hang out. Okay, I'm gonna add my white layer. This kind of shows off the edges of the Perennial postage for this layer. So I'm gonna add my glue to this so I don't touch that. This could still be a little bit wet. Okay, so I'll touch the other areas and then close it and burnish this way, and that'll push all that adhesive without me smoothing or rubbing that white ink in case it is a little bit wet yet. Okay, add a little adhesive to this. I didn't want to cover up a lot of the pretty embossing, so I kept the front fairly simple. And you know that when you're adding something to this deep of an embossing, using liquid glue or a very strong glue is quite important. A lot of times they do not want to adhere down because of all that texture. Okay, now we're on to the butterflies. So this is, these are our butterfly accents, and I've been using them quite a bit. Now you can use blends markers to color them, you can sponge them, you could even texture them slightly. I would worry, because they're very delicate, worry a little bit about texturing. Okay, we're going to start with the boho blue. Now when you're sponging, I think I'll do the boho on the top. You almost have to start on the butterfly, which is not usually what I recommend when you're using blending brushes. Usually it's work off the paper, but they're so delicate you can't almost start off the paper. You have to go directly on them. So and swirl and brush in many different directions so you hit it all. Okay, there's the boho. And now we'll do the fresh freesia. And I have a small blending brush for this one. So pretty, so delicate. These, you get 40 of these butterflies. I'm gonna go up the center a little bit for $8. 40. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Okay. All right, and that's the last thing we're going to do except for our gems. Oops, not that card. Now I do have a tip for you. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to do that first. Okay, mini glue dots. I've done this before. If you want to add a dimensional, but there really is just nowhere to add a dimensional to this, you can do a mini dimensional by taking a glue dot and rolling it up until it's kind of fat. And then you press it right on your area. So, and these don't show like a white dimensional might. So I roll that up, put it on the edge somewhere. And it doesn't, it's not much, honestly. It's not much, but it does help. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do because the ends are going to have a little bit of glue on them. Trying to decide where that glue is going to be. Okay, so that's going to be there. Now you can see my little bit of dimensionals makes it so it's not so high and flat there. It's a little raised there. It's a lot more raised here, but it still doesn't look quite as, there's not quite as much of a discrepancy between them. So I'm using the Adhesive Back Solid Gems, which has boho blue on it. And I'll add, you know, I think, yeah, I'll add one big one. Oh, my little putty is getting a little away from me here. There we go. Sometimes when you when you twist this, you get your putty sticks out too much. And we'll do a little mini, maybe two. There's our card. Aren't they pretty? I think this is one of the prettiest cards I've made for a while. I did add Wink of Stella on that butterfly, but I didn't bring it over here today. But that's the card that we made. And this also has a free project sheet that will be out next week also, probably Monday. This project will probably be Monday and the other one will be Tuesday. So if you just joined us, you can see these are the projects that we did today. Most of them featured the Heartfelt Hellos and the Layered Floral, as well as, of course, the Perennial Postage. This was on both cards as well. So, all right, I think that's it. Don't forget to share, comment on the video, and hopefully you're going to craft this week and send a card or 2 or 4 to somebody. All right, I know, I agree with you, Debbie. Yeah, the putty is slow. When you're advancing this, you almost want to twist it for a little bit and then stay and don't do anything for a while because it comes out so slow. All of a sudden, if you keep twisting, you have a lot out and it's a waste. So if you're wondering what else is on this Take Your Pick tool, you have a spatula end, a pointer end, and it also comes with two ends. I don't have it with me like this. What are these called? Somebody tell me. But that's what this Take Your Pick tool comes with. 4 different ends plus the putty end. All right, thank you so much for watching and hanging in with me. And don't forget to comment, leave and share. And if you're watching on YouTube later, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and or follow me on my Facebook page. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. Have a great week. Take care.